Hey guys, this is Az here, bringing you the upper bracket final from the Irish Nationals 2015, and with me today is Jared.
Hello.
So we're in the third game of the double eliminations now. We're going to get to see your first game in the double eliminations now, after you beating Nicole and Mike Sheikle. We got to see you last match, of course, with the Astro Train.
Yes.
Top decking 2 Astros.
That's the way to do it.
So we're going to have Jared on the right playing Andy, and Wayne O'Keefe on the left playing haas-bioroid Engineering the Future with his lovely Can't Get It Anywhere Else Old Art.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It's creepy. It's actually creepy. It's pretty, but it's creepy.
It is slightly creepy.
So...
It's me sponsoring Insomnia Coffee in the top.
And is that Ribena? Copyright not.
I expect a check in the post.
Well, if you're going to drink a drink that's purple haas-bioroid, drink Ribena, I guess. I'm a fan. So I think you said to me you mulled every single Andy hand.
I think pretty much.
So let's see, 5 games in Swiss and at least 2 games, 1 game in a couple of games in double elimination. You just mulled them all.
Pretty much. She can do better.
So you mull. It looks like Wayne has kept. I didn't actually get to see at all what was in his hand. You should pay more attention.
There's half my hand.
So for me, if I look at Engineering the Future, my brain automatically goes to one of 2 things. It either goes to fast advance with sands, or it goes to the likes of Breaker Bay grades and these big glacial servers where you're rezzing your Adonises and Eves really cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know many other kind of archetypes that you'd really see.
Well, sometimes you can get a brain damagey one that runs a few Fenrises and...
Ouch. That would be a horrible surprise actually if you face planted.
I don't think it's as good in a tournament with a cut, because by this stage everybody knows what you're up to.
So when we draw, let's see what Wayne is gonna do. I keep leaning around the monitor to try and find what's in his hand. So takes 4. Install. He has his credit. And Jackson in hand there. And can't tell what else. And draws for his final click with an open HQ. Iced R&D, not HQ. Okay, so money for Andy. So obviously, usually I'd be looking for like the Desperado, security testing, dirty laundries.
Ferry or something else, just cheap to put out.
Got a face check. Pretty brave considering the chat about Fenris that we just had.
Mm-hmm. So he raises the Turing over R&D.
And then gets a gun siphoned for his trouble. Oh wow. So that's a pretty, if that had been an architect, that would have been a whole
that would have probably screwed me over.
Oh my god, wow. Oh, you had a fairy in hand, you had 2 fairies in hand as well, but decided to run without installing one first?
Well, I didn't think about the possibility of being an architect, to be honest.
So, okay, green level's a pretty nice card to recover from. So you're floating tags, obviously, as Andy here, but if he didn't have green level in hand there, he was clicking for 3 credits, probably.
Pretty much. So you can install, and that gets him up to 4, and then click for a credit.
So that was quite possibly the best card Wayne could have done to save himself from a bad predicament. And immediately, first click Andy, we're going straight in.
Yep, you always usually want to find what you need to get into HQ for your account siphon.
And you know we can't res the cherry now, so this is going to be a free access. Oh! Oh, that's brutal. And oh my word. He goes in for 3! No, my goodness, that would have been too much.
You have to make hay when the sun shines.
So, 4 points in the first 2 turns from an account siphon and a shutdown, which is just completely robbed Wayne here. And you're not even holding your hand, you don't even need it right now.
Well, someone was saying that it's usually a good idea to, when the corp's playing, to put your hand down and watch what he's up to, rather than stare at your own hand obsessively.
I like that a lot, actually. I always fear in tournaments not playing fast enough and going to time. I definitely didn't think we had much of that issue at the Nationals. I love how much you're running breakerless here. I must admit I would be scared, but with the lead you have right now, it's pretty impressive just how much you're forcing the corp to res and react to you when you've just got nothing on the table.
Yep. Well, that's to say, notion. Interesting.
Submission, was that 3 influence?
I think so.
It's a
But
pretty
he's
big
got the
splash.
mandatory upgrades, so that's usually the best way to try to score them.
So notion them up 1 turn and then the next turn triple click score.
Either put a piece of ice in front of them or advance them up to 4 to replicate something horrible.
So you've seen mandatory upgrades now, so at this point you've got to think, he's playing kind of fast advance, he gets some mandatory upgrades and then he scores his 3/2s from hand.
Yeah.
If he doesn't score mandatory upgrades, what else do you think he does? Do you think he's got biotics in there? Like if you steal them and he can't get that 4-click turn, does it really take the bite out of this deck?
I'm not sure. I think if you can get a mandatory upgrade scored, it's basically your home 3.
Yeah, that bad, yeah. So at the minute, I'm just assuming your head's in your hand as you chill out, count your 4 points, and relax into this game, because right now it's going okay. So gains 1, pays 1. Oh, he's already gained the 1, hasn't he?
Yeah,
His
he
turn?
installed Jackson this turn.
Okay. So right now HQ is still wide open. First click draw for Andy, and we're going to go check HQ again. You're still rich off that count side from money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord, as we were just talking about the mandatory upgrades, he scores another. Oh my word. And then sees the mission notion again. 6-0. What, like, if we learned anything, it's don't leave HQ open. You get a count siphon, you get emergency shutdown, and for the next 5 turns you're on your back foot.
Well, the thing too is that Wayne's playing criminal, so he should know the dangers. I think there's been too many shapers making,
I mean, a criminal, you compare it to this point last year at Worlds, where Andy was just everywhere. And the past 3-4 months, she's just been slowly declining, so...
Well, she dropped off a cliff after the store championship season. Hadn't seen her at all, hardly.
Yeah, I must admit now, so the only Andy I've seen recently would be Stealth Andy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not running Stealth here, are you?
No.
Interesting. So you drop the Earthrise as well. I'm assuming that you either want to trash it because you've got 2 tags and you don't want to clear them, or you just don't care about drawing at this point because you're 6-0 up and you think you should be able to close it out soon.
Well, I'm 6-0 up. I've got 14 credits. He's only got 2 credits. I'm in a pretty strong position.
So we burned 1 Jackson. We see the second one installed. The deck for HB here is pretty much reset as he just draws for what I can only assume is kind of money and more light ice just to try and get his centrals shored up. Knowing the Turing's still sitting there over R&D means it can't be res, so a Code Gate Breaker would give you access to SU and R&D.
Mm-hmm.
And passes the turn back.
We need to find some multi-access really before I start going crazy.
Okay. Oh, now this is lovely because I mean, usually with Bind Job you'd fear with a Jackson sitting there that he might trash it, but he's just trashed one. He's unlikely to really want to trash the second the next turn.
Well, he kind of needs to, really has to, because otherwise I get credits.
Yeah. And just having that Bind Job sitting there does put a lot of pressure on Wayne to not have a second server now. So this is a tough decision. Like, he does decide to pop it. So that's 2 Jacksons burned already. I must admit, obviously I don't know what he discarded there, but that was a tough call, I think, for me. Wow, you're going to try and trigger it again off the other remote?
Mm-hmm. So either he raises ice and it's a win for me, or he lets me in and it's a win for me at this point.
Yeah, there's nothing much that's getting raised for 3.
Eli?
That's going to hurt you at this point. So yeah, this constant pressure with so little down from Criminal here is fantastic. So if you're Wayne, it's just, I think, a matter of moneying up, trying to catch the economy here. And these green levels have actually done a good job.
Been very good. Yeah, you just need to hunker down and get your defences up and get some asset economy that's going to stick. There we go, he's back in the money.
So 9 credits to the corp and what looks like about 21 credits. True criminal. So the bank job is basically like getting 7 credits for 2 clicks for the install and the run. Pretty decent. Okay, so we didn't get to see what that was, so this is interesting. So at this point, I mean, this is where I think I'm really enjoying watching this game, because I think I would be holding off here. I'd be on 6 points, I'd be wanting to rig up, I'd want to be to kind of maybe look to drag the game out a little bit, but you're relentlessly not giving him a chance to get any sort of opening at all here, which I think is great. You see the mission again, and a snare.
Oh, I'm just counting to see if I'm still alive. Yes, I am.
That would have been a horrible way for the game to just end there. So
I'm just hoping there's not a second one in here.
Very R&D and the face gone. Another tag taken, which we're probably not going to worry about. And a quick adjustment of the camera there, guys. And a Turing. Wow, so I'm trying to see in Wayne's hand now, was he holding anything else in his hand there of any interest?
He's playing, both playing cards close to our chest.
And you're thinking about running without drawing up here? No, yeah, I must admit now, yeah, I would have probably hedged my bets and done a few draws there, but... So is there a point in this game where sort of you're looking at the 3 tags and thinking, you know, I need to close this out soon before he kind of gets back in the game? Because you're sitting with another Earthrise in hand now, and I always come like, I think we played a game recently where I was sitting with a couple of tags and I had John Massinor on the table, and part of me was thinking, keep running, keep drawing, don't worry about the tags, you know, just get as much out of it as early as possible, as quick as you can, rather than wasting the 2 clicks and 4 credits to clear off some tags.
Well, I don't think he's going to be running anything that's going to punish me for floating the tags. So it's really just when if I need to put out my resource-based economy. At the minute, I'm pretty flush, so I'm in no hurry. So I've seen the Turing in his hand.
Yeah.
So that's why I go straight first click.
No res, gives an access of an Adonis.
Yeah, we get rid of that.
Okay. So the other corroder's probably dead. There's your 3rd fairy. That's actually quite nice that that's come up after seeing 2 trash. If you were stuck for a sentry record for a while there, that could have got a little bit more dangerous. I think knowing that Turing's a code gate, right? And
yes.
Yeah, the one. So R&D right now is just code gate, and the Turing's not getting its strength boost. So it's really quite cheap to get in if we do see Andy's code gate record come up. And there's the 3rd Jackson.
So I think first click again, I go for that remote.
Yeah. At this point, you just... Oh, wow, really? I must admit, I would have thought if that was a Turing, I would absolutely be rezzing. Just to get it rezzed, and also not to lose my 3rd Jackson this early. That is now all 3 gone, and we're seeing Green Evil face down and Snare going back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I would really love to see it that way around. No, well, we'll not run R&D this turn.
With those sleeves, you might not even notice it coming. Yeah, so this level of pressure is just incredibly impressive. And I think at this point you've left HQ alone for a while. He's made a couple of remote installs that weren't agendas, and he's popped all his Jacksons. Do we think that kind of another HQ run's coming?
Well, at the minute I'm just trying to keep the pressure on on any remotes.
Was that a Janus? Oh, okay. So the magic number 15 sticks in our heads now.
Well, you got the fairy. It's the best answer for it.
Oh my! I don't think I ever see Janus really in a situation unless... So I suppose I was going to say unless you get a way to res it for free, but beta test can always do that for you if you're super lucky. We do shore up HQ slightly, so a code gate or indeed a sentry would be pretty great there. Install credit. So finally, hopefully something that we're assuming is not Janus down to shore things up. Oh my goodness, Bank Job's a great card to bring you out here again. and just leaving that tail end remote, which had an Adonis, had a Jackson, is now just sitting being a money farm for you and forcing that Turing finally.
Well, it's just keeping the pressure on. He's having to spend all his money to res the size.
I must admit, seeing Bank Job used as such a pressure tool is something I haven't really noticed before, and I like it a lot. As I say, I was quite surprised that Wayne didn't res the Turing initially earlier on, but he was so tight for cash, and he really has been behind on money the whole game.
Well, that's what the criminals like to do. HB's ice isn't that scary, if you run early enough, because you can click through most of the horrible stuff.
Oh, it looks like you are. So first click was run, second click run. It looks like you are clicking through the Eli.
Well, I clicked through one of the Elis, so guess what the next card is? Thinking, this will take him down to 0 credits again.
Some real deliberation, and yes, it's the second Eli. So what? That card's been in there for quite a long time, sitting in that server.
I think once I've paid all these clicks to come in,
You look at the card instead of Bank Jobbing.
I think I'm gonna have a wee check to see what it is.
When he's purring, it can't be a snare trigger. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but he's too poor to res at the minute, so I'm probably happy enough to leave it in there.
It's a shame you can't check it out and then take the credits from Bank Job.
That would probably be slightly broken. But we're both poor at this point. Would you consider clicking twice and trashing that Bank Job?
Oh my goodness. Credit, trash it. Do you know what? I didn't even, until you said it, it didn't even enter my thought process, but almost, yeah. I think that
even credit install trash? You get your...
I like that play a lot, actually, but see, maybe he sees an opportunity to get in here. I mean, you need to pay 8 to get in with Croder, 4 and 4?
Well,
or your clicks?
I think I just click through the Turing and take it.
I'm going to run here, click through it all, and just take the...
Nice, yeah. So 4 clicks for 8 credits. It's like Magnum Opus, we'll do that. So, I was hoping that might be a Breaker Bay grid there, sitting that just dropped on the Eve campaign, but it looks like it probably wasn't. Or is he still trashing from last turn? Oh no!
Going mission play.
Wow, okay. So, we didn't get to see what that was, so has Wayne hit the 3rd mandatory upgrades? So Mission Notion gains his credit, ice is up, and you run it first click.
Well, if it's Turing, I can click through it.
No res.
So that kind of makes me slightly suspicious.
You put a bit of ice down he can't afford, or that would be a bit crazy.
Yeah. Or that if he were to res it and I could get through it, he wouldn't have enough left to spring any horrible trap that it may be.
So you quickly counting your cards.
Not enough.
Looks like you've jacked out.
Yep.
Wowie. Big decision there. So what are we running? Is this Code Gate? Is this Azul coming?
Guardian Blade, is it?
Love that alt art. Absolutely love that alt art.
So pretty. That's half my job in this commentary, is to talk about how pretty the alt art is.
So 1 was run, 2 special order, 3 install, and 4.
Does he res the...
So this is great, because if he reses this, he can't afford to score that if it is a mandatory upgrades or indeed another agenda.
So Donis, we trash it.
I think, as I've sort of learned from you in recent days as well, if you have remaining clicks, it's always good to trash it and see the next card down.
Yes.
But I think that was your last click. It's maybe not.
Better to let him draw it, and then you got a fresh access next turn. And things like Adonis, I don't mind them having them as long as I think I can afford to trash them the second they res them. So finally I got my Breaker Sweep. And he's not moving to score out the June
card. which which I think says everything.
So he needs to shore up R&D here as well.
Oh wow! So that Turing did nothing but hurt HP this game, and it's now been overwritten.
So my last thing about putting my cards down and watching the opponents kind of gone out the window as I compulsively shuffle.
All of a sudden, you were counting your cards and valuing them, so maybe you needed to make yourself a little bit more aware of how many you had.
I guess that's how the Swiss or the.
So this has been out for a while.
Now, I haven't touched HQ since it's arrived.
And there's an architect, which I'm sure Wayne would have loved to see much earlier. I think you have to trash your ferry here, even though you've seen 2 gone. You can't let that fire.
No.
Then the winner of that plays Wayne.
What is your sentry breaker in this?
Mimic, and also there's a Fen in there as well. So 1 to pump, 3 to break, or it's
Trash
3
break?
to break, yeah, and then access. So I look at my watch, it tells me what number to playing,
And wow, you pull it out. Oh, it was only 1 in 4 as well.
yeah, and what was that card? Oh, I didn't show. I think he said it was either a Junebug or a Cerebral Overrider. Yeah.
Wow, so that was just consistent pressure constantly, well-timed installs, just constantly kind of like moving from server to server. Bank jobs were doubly useful in the pressure they put on and in the money that they funded to you there. I actually really like to see that. That was awesome. Well, look, thanks so much for watching along, guys. I really appreciate it. You can follow along now on the right-hand side in the lower bracket as we're going to go to the semi-final, and we'll see you there.